Alright gang, so we pulled back up on the yard with the Freightliner. We got Brutus out today. We're about to get cracking on this here fuel level sensor. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Look like there's some hex screws there. No, those are star bits. So we're gonna get our star bit sockets and get this thing popped out. I've already got the part OEM straight from the dealership. So this is what the thing looks like. Batteries on deck, you guys, for the other truck out in Latonia, which we'll be probably picking that thing up. I'm planning for in a couple of days from now, and then we'll get started on those repairs, just getting gamed up. So you know, that's one less thing we got to do when it comes down to it. We got the batteries for that the blue Freightliner there, fresh and brand new out the box. Scan fuel level sensor, so it's basically pretty much just got a float on there that just kind of reads somehow through this tube. So let's go ahead, get this thing unpackaged, and this just kind of drops right in that fuel tank. This shouldn't take that long, I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying. Y'all see what's all really involved. Should be just be one connector. You just take this plug out and install the connector there, and that's really pretty much all there is to it. It's got these little dummy screws to hold your gasket in that you're gonna seal the tank with. Once you put it all in, put it together, you're gonna first start by getting it undone, the old one. So let's go ahead and get crack-a-lacking on that. So we got the fuel level sensor pulled out, the old one anyway, just unplugged it there, and it was just 2, 4, 5 screws. Careful not to get any of this stuff to fall in the fuel tank. Any debris or trash or whatnot, you may have to clean that up if your truck is dirty. But let's go over here and look at these fuel level sensors, because they do look different. So maybe they improved it, changed the model. It's maybe like an older style, looks like, maybe. So I'm guessing, because this one was like totally different. But I mean, I gave them the VIN number. This is what they gave me at the dealership. So if it doesn't work, I mean, I'm just gonna have to refund it. This one definitely is longer, but it's got a different style. That's the way it works, so it seems. A lot of times the dealership will do that though. They'll upgrade their parts, you know, over time. Main thing is that it works and it registers when we put in. Everything for the most part looks the same, as far as the spacing for the screws or whatever. They look for the most part like it'll button up there. The connectors look identical, so I think it should work. Actually, now that I look at it, yeah, it's not going to connect. So they give us the wrong part, guys. They give us the wrong part. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and get the part number off this thing. You know what I'm saying? Right here. And we're going to make sure we get the right one next time. Take this one back, because this is not, the connector is not going to connect there. So we're going to have to come back, needless to say. Great. That's kind of a headache. So let's try and get back to the drawing board. I'm gonna put this thing back together. Now we got a part number for it, and then I guess we'll have to do this on another day, unfortunately. What's up? Bruce Mobile in the building, y'all. So we are back tuning in with this Freightliner, y'all. Let's get back to it. Next day later, you know what I'm saying? I went through getting the right part. Actually, we do have the right part, and like I was saying, guys, this is the updated version. So this is the correct part, updated version and all. But what they failed to gave us while we were there, so it seems, which it didn't come included. I found this connector that we have to splice into there, so we got to put a new update the connector as well. So this is going to be the one that works. So what I'm going to do is start by just go ahead and installing it like we were last night. So you guys saw how that I did that. We're going to remove this sensor back out for the second time, It's how this thing works out sometimes. Y'all doing all this mechanic things, you end up doing jobs twice over again for the matter of not having the right parts or whatever. So so what we're gonna end up doing is taking this thing back out, taking this connector. This connector is gonna get cut off and replaced, and we're gonna go in with a new one. But let's go ahead and get this replaced, the actual sensor itself, put the new updated version in, and we'll get that installed. What we're using here, like I said, is a T25 Torx bits to get these out. So let's go ahead and proceed on removing our old fuel level sensor. Here we go, guys. So I'm putting this thing in there. It almost like it won't make it in with this amount of room we have here. So what I ended up having to do to get even started, because this one is longer than the old one. See, longer, so not as easy to install. Don't lose our gasket there. Put that back on there. But what you got to do here is take this sensor, just put it in the farmost corner of this truck as you can, and then we're gonna just find our way to where it just manipulate it. Worst case scenario, you may have to rotate this tank, which is a lot more work. I was able to get it. Boom, there it is. Make sure your floater's out of the way and you can get in there quite easily. And then there you go, drop it in there. And we're gonna go ahead and line up our holes with the tank and then our gasket as well. Get it all lined up. Everything lined up there. We're gonna drop it down, line it up here. That's about right. We're gonna install our screws here and then tighten them down with our Torx and work on our connector from there. All right, y'all, so what we're gonna do here is, like y'all can see, I'm gonna cut this connector as close to the connector as possible, the wire to close to the connector as possible, just like that. And all I'm gonna do is just match up the wire with that connector, so to speak. I don't think you can kind of really cross these up, but we're just gonna go in the same orientation as the original one was. I'm gonna split this wire some, split it. We need to get some of this loom off. Corrosion. That may be why it's not working. May not be the sensor, it could be this corrosion right here starting to get corrosion in it, moisture from getting in there. This is why we're gonna make sure we solder and shrink wrap this thing really good, keep that moisture from getting in there. tap them in. So now we're gonna get our heat, our solder, and our heat gun ready. Solder those things together real quick like. And pull up our heat shrink like this to cover the wire. Once we get it soldered, heat it, just close it, seal, duct tape it, and it's done. Plug it back in. So let's go ahead and get our solder, these things for installed permanently. Good. System check, and yeah, we're at least over full, so that's working now. Or it's working even better. And then he said he has some issues with his Bunk power outlets. He wanted me to check over here. So we got our heat shrink. We're gonna go ahead and put that on first, get that ready and staged. So all we gotta do is just wrap it up and then heat it up, and then it'll be good to go. Probably over here. So we're just gonna slide those on there like that. And then we're gonna tie these wires in together. Tie them in. Twist them together like so. That's really all you do. Like that. Alright guys, so essentially what we're gonna do is check our fuse legend here to identify which one could possibly be for the back bunk. We kind of got a test subject here. Can you plug that into the outlet there?
The bottom ones?
Yeah. And ideally this thing should light up, which is not right now. So we're gonna try to replace this fuse. You guys look here. It's saying F15. All right, y'all. So we got our sensor put in. 15. This is our install. What it looks like. Receptacle. And if you check here, electrical taped up and installed. So now we're gonna go in and test it, make sure it's reading. We should be at about a half a tank, I want to say. Let's look in here and make sure it's about where it should be at. Fuse. So we're gonna go inside in just a second and see. Pull this here fuse. Actually, like he's filled up since we last was over here, so it's gonna be 20 amp on F15. Over a half. Pull the back receptacle. It says it is actually blown. I don't know if you can focus on that, but it's blown. Right here in the yellow part, you see that burnt mark? Let's get in here. Yeah, so that one's no good. We're gonna throw that one away, get us another one, see if this fixes our issue. So look, 20 amp millifuse. So let's try this out, see what it does for us. Plug that in there like that, and looks like we still don't have an outlet. So let's try the one over here. What about the one inside here? You ready? All right, y'all, so we got it back working. If you look, now it's working, now it's not. So this fuse actually, that F15 is the one that controls that circuit. It just only works when the key is on, either the truck is running or it's in
yeah guys,
mode.
he's having an
issue with his bunk outlet right here. So I'm assuming this should be lighting up, which is not. So
other issue,
let's check on his fuses. Are there any more outlets back here? Look, that's the only one, so that's gotta be the one he's talking about. We're gonna check the fuse panel. It should be a fuse.
guess we'll catch you guys
That's located here in the dash, in the glove box. So we gotta take out these torque screws here, and then we should be able to get to it. Let me get some tools and we'll remember the name of that truck. It's a different model, newer version, newer model as well. And we'll pick up there, guys. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for all my future videos. We got again videos coming, lots more repairs dealing with trucks, cars, and all sorts of things. So stay tuned. Boost Mobile out.